Hello friends, this video on Waves Part 10 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till Part 9 before going ahead with Part 10. Now that we have talked about amplitude and phase as well as wavelength of a wave, let us talk about displacement in a traveling wave. I introduced traveling wave, right? So now we will see how do we determine or how do we denote the displacement in a traveling wave, because a traveling wave is always traveling, it is always moving. So it is always undergoing some displacement in space with time. So how do we get to know that displacement? Well, amplitude and phase, these are the two parameters which together describes the displacement of a wave, because amplitude tells us the maximum displacement of a particular particle of the medium and phase tells us the state of motion of a particular particle. So together amplitude and phase will tell us the complete displacement of the wave. Now, this displacement function is a periodic function in space and time. Now, displacement takes place. So, here the displacement takes place along the y-axis. That is the displacement. I am talking about the displacement of the particles in the medium. So, their displacement takes place along y-axis. Therefore, we generally denote displacement as a function of x and t, but we denote it by y. Now, if you think of both the waves, a transverse as well as longitudinal. As I told, the displacement takes place along y-axis, so we denote displacement as y, which is a function of x and t. What is x? X is nothing but the propagation of the wave along the x-axis. Now, when we talk about a transverse wave, here we are talking about a transverse wave. The displacement of the particle takes place along x-axis. The wave propagates along x-axis and the particles oscillate along y-axis. So in that case, we say y as a function of x and t is denoted by a sine kx minus omega t plus phi. So this becomes the expression for displacement. So displacement is a periodic function in space as well as time. So this can be represented as a sine function. It can also be represented as a cosine function, because both sine as well as cosine functions are sinusoidal functions. And it can also be represented as a combination of sine function and cosine function. I am sure you don't have any doubts as why do we represent this as a sine function. If you look at this expression, you can see this represents nothing but the same displacement equation as used in oscillatory motion. That's because here also all the particles of the medium exhibit an oscillatory motion, whether we consider transverse wave or we consider longitudinal wave. Because even in longitudinal wave, what happens is the particle oscillates, right? The only difference is here in this case, the particle oscillates parallel to the direction of the wave. So that is the only difference. Otherwise, here also the particle oscillates and we represent it as in the form of an equation a sine kx minus omega t plus phi. While discussing oscillatory motion, I have already told you that why is it possible to express displacement as a combination of sine and cosine functions. So what are the different ways by which we can represent this? We can also represent it as b cos kx minus omega t plus phi as a cosine function. This can also be represented as a combination of sine and cosine function, that is a sine kx minus omega t plus phi plus b cos kx minus omega t plus phi. So these are the various forms in which the displacement of a traveling wave can be represented. Now, let us look at the same equation and derive or reach at an important conclusion. For a traveling wave which is traveling along the positive x direction, the expression is y is equal to a sine kx minus omega t plus phi. Whereas for a traveling wave which is traveling along negative x-axis, the expression is a sine kx plus omega t plus phi. Just observe, for along positive x-axis, it is minus omega t. Along negative x-axis, it is plus omega t. Now you must be thinking, why is it so? When it is moving along positive x-axis, why did we only change the sign of omega t? Let us derive this. Now this expression, you can also write it in this form. This expression is basically y is equal to a sine kx minus omega t plus phi. Phi is a phase constant. We will study about it later. So as of now, we can ignore the phase constant. I am sure you have studied about it in your oscillatory motion as well. And you know that we can consider the initial phase constant as 0. So let us write this equation in terms of x. So this becomes y by a is equal to sine kx minus omega t. Or we can write it as sine inverse y by a is equal to kx minus omega t. Or this can be written as kx is equal to sine inverse y by a plus omega t. Or this can be written as x is equal to 1 by k sine inverse y by a plus omega t by k. So this is the expression of x in terms of y and t. Now what happens as time t increases, the value of x also increases, no matter whatever the value of this term, whether it is smaller or bigger, whatever it is, whether it is positive, negative, whatever it is. With this expression, you can say that the value of x increases as the value of t increases. That means as time increases, value of x increases. So the value of x increases means the x moves along positive x-axis. You consider this value as anything, and you see that as you increase t, the value of x also increases. Now, on the contrary, if you decrease the value of t, then the value of x keeps decreasing. That is x moves towards the negative x-axis. Right? So here we see that as t increases, x also increases. So here we conclude that x keeps increasing with increasing time. Whereas in this case, what happens? Y is equal to a sine kx plus omega t. I am ignoring phi. So this is again y by a. Sine inverse y by a is equal to kx plus omega t. Or we can write x is equal to 1 by k sine inverse y by a minus omega t by k. So in this case, what happens as the time t increases, as this value as t increases, this value keeps increasing. That means a greater amount keeps getting subtracted from some amount. That means the value of x keeps decreasing. So here in this case, x keeps decreasing with increasing time. Here x increases with increasing time. So therefore, this denotes that x moves towards the positive x-axis, and here the wave travels along the negative x-axis. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.